In 2015, the video game industry continued its rise as a mainstream form of entertainment by generating over $20 billion in revenue. This success puts video games and devices that can play them literally within arm's reach of nearly everyone on the planet. However, what happens if you do not have the ability to hold a controller or interact with a game the way it was intended? How then do you play? To play a video game, you need to do three things: move around the game space, perform actions, and do all of this in a timely manner. For most people, this comes naturally and is done without much thought, but take away some of your motor skills or sensory skills and these tasks become much harder. Most modern games are in three-dimensional space, so players must perform actions that could be up, down, left, right, and any number of variations and combinations in between. In order for these movements to be calculated and carry out effectively requires hand and eye coordination, so the ability to see the screen and distinguish between key details on it is crucial. While doing all of this, the ability to listen to audible cues that can alert you to danger or other bits of information are important in helping you react quickly. So hearing footsteps creeping up behind you or being able to distinguish what direction something is shooting at you from can be incredibly useful, but often, like everything else, taken for granted. In recent years, a growing number of gamers with disabilities are playing more video games than ever before, thanks to advancements in technology that allow them to find workarounds to situations the rest of us don't think about. Meet Gamo Knox, aka the Accessible Gamer. In 2003, Gamo was injured in an automobile accident and is paralyzed from the chest down. While fortunate enough to have movement in his arms, he lacks finite motor skills to hold a controller or use a mouse and keyboard. Despite all of that, he streams and plays video games. Here he is to explain how.
In order to move around the video game, I use two tools. First is my infrared head tracking mouse, which is a reflective sticker that is on a clip near my forehead. It's being read by an infrared sensor next to my webcam mounted on my monitor, so that when I move my head, it sets the direction of movement by moving the mouse cursor. I can move forwards, backwards, left, and right by using a modified gamepad that I have on a tray next to my wheelchair. Now, if I want to perform any action within the game space, and if I want to do so in a timely manner, I have two tools at my disposal. The first is a sip and puff switch that I have attached to my headset, and this is little more than a long straw that is attached to a pressure switch, and that allows me to left and right mouse click, but it has limitations. It won't allow me to left and right click at the same time, and it has no option for middle clicking unless I sacrifice either the left or right. The other tool that I use is a wonderful bit of software called Voice Attack, which allows me to create macros, which are combinations of key presses that are bound to a spoken word. So if I use the word fireball, it would press whichever buttons an able-bodied person would press in order to cast the fireball spell. Using these tools, I'm able to do so in almost as timely a manner as my able-bodied counterparts.
In September of 2016, Gamo will be going to Twitchcon in San Diego to speak at a panel about accessibility issues in video games. Thanks to your support and the help of other disabled gamers, companies are paying more and more attention to these issues, which is allowing more solutions to be implemented across the board.